Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the Jonathan Hassinger Show. I, of course, am your host, John Hassinger, for this out-of-theater reaction to the ERAS tour, Taylor Swift. This was unlike any movie I've ever watched before, simply because there's no bad guy. You can get up and go to the bathroom, and you know exactly when you can do it. Also, there were no spoilers. I had no fear on the internet of having any of that movie spoiled for me. And so here's the main thought that kept coming into my head while I was watching this concert in a movie theater, you know, filmed and directed and produced. All I kept thinking was, Taylor Swift should get into costume design. Taylor Swift should get into set design. Taylor Swift should do the score for a movie. Taylor Swift should be an actor. And then I realized Taylor Swift has surpassed all of those things already. And she doesn't need to do any of them as some sort of stepping stone. The music's great, even if you've never heard it. You know how music sometimes, if you haven't heard it, the first time you hear a song, it's always a little, uncomfortable. I don't know, she figured out a way around that with the way she writes music. The costume changes happen in the blink of an eye. I don't know how they do it. And my favorite part of all of it is the thoughtful attention to detail, creative artist that Taylor Swift is, that shines through all the way down to the most minute details that you most likely think were a mistake. Her microphones. So this concert are basically like her hits throughout 17 years. She doesn't call it greatest hits because she's a unique genius, and she calls it the ERAS tour. So it's all the different eras of her musical life. And the album Folklore, I guess, it was kind of like she made up a fantasy treehouse. The microphone, so the stage is a treehouse. The microphone looks like it is made out of wood. The mic stand looked like a tree branch. Next level stuff. But did you see it? Do you plan to see it, or do you not? And if you don't, why not? I was very worried just because I had a strong feeling that it wasn't a movie about making the ERAS tour, but it actually just was the concert. That was something that I was like, well, okay, so we're going to a movie theater to see a concert, and the coolest thing to me is that the girls, I mean, this is 90% women, they're standing up and they're dancing. The two front rows of the theater have never received more attention than they did during this movie, because the way it was shot, it was like they were standing front row for the majority of the thing. Here's another thing I'll say. The sound, I don't know what other movies are doing with their sound, but they gotta hire Taylor Swift's people. The sound throughout so much of this made you feel like you were inside the concert, and that crowd was around you, like people were around and behind you cheering. All the levels remained the same. Her voice was never drowned out by the instruments or the crowd, and vice versa, and all those scenarios. Whoever did the sound mixing, I would like, Star Wars and Marvel to sign them. Not like they have bad sound mixing, but this guy just really, or this person really just nailed it. The director, I think his name was Sam, and I'm guessing on Roberts, but I feel like that's not right, but I'm not sure. Whoever the director was, I want to be like, you've got a job in movies, but it's like, you have a job directing Taylor Swift concerts. Right now, that's probably more profitable than film. I heard they spent $20 million on this movie. I think they made $20 million the first screening, like the first showing made that throughout the country. I'm not sure 100%. I'll check all the numbers, but I definitely recommend it. If a guy is out there looking to score brownie points for his wife, this is among the most tolerable things that you can withstand. And the payoff is pretty incredible. It's the equivalent to bringing your wife or your girlfriend to a Star Wars or a Marvel or any of that nerdy guy stuff. So just suck it up and do it. Let me know what you guys think. For daily trailer reactions and out of theater reactions when I'm allowed to get away, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next week. I gotta go.